All right. So sometimes you go from having 6 roommates to 2 dogs and 2 bathrooms. um, I'm dog sitting right now, and I just wanted to talk about self trust, which is, I kind of touched on it in my last video about, you know, pursuing your dreams takes self trust, and it took me a while to develop the self trust, and now I'm here with 2 dogs and 2 bathrooms. No, but yeah, I feel like a lot of self trust also has to do with the unknown and accepting that when you trust yourself, you don't know what's going to happen, but you know that you're going to catch yourself when you fall. And as I was making my plans for 2025, for the beginning of 2025, um, a friend and I were talking because we both have this shared desire to travel. And she's traveling right now. She's in Berlin. Shout out Elisa. Um, and we just kept saying, jump and the net will appear, jump and the net will appear. And obviously, this is if you're in the safe place to jump. And the safe place is having the self trust. I feel like there has even been dire situations in history of people having self trust when they're in complete danger, but that's another story, and I don't want to like say things that aren't true. However, um, a small example of this is, so I decided to move out of my place. Then I got offered this dog sitting gig, and then so the dog sitting gig ends February, end of February. It's February 1st right now. Happy February. Happy Aquarius season. And um, I leave for India on March 3rd. So I'm like, okay, end of February, it's March 3rd. This is a small example, mind you, but I'm like, all right, I'll just figure it out. I'll sleep on friends' couches, whatever, from the 28th to the 3rd. The day before I move out, I wake up to a text from the owner of these beautiful puppies. Hey, can you stay till March 3rd? Yes, I can. Thank you, universe. Thank you to whoever's listening. I can stay till March 3rd. And so now I have a place to stay until I go to the airport. Let's move this out of the frame. And that's just like a small thing, a small little example of the right things will happen when you start making choices from a place of self-trust. And I think great stories to look at are stories of artists who just kind of like did crazy shit and it brought them to their legacy or where they needed to be. For example, Basquiat, he literally went up to Andy Warhol and was like, hey, let me sell you a painting. He was like homeless, I think. And he just went up to Andy Warhol and was like, hey, let me sell you a painting. And Andy Warhol was so taken aback by, I mean, maybe his artwork, but also just like the gesture of being like, I don't care that you're famous. I see you sitting at this cafe. Like, let me seize the opportunity. And he thought he was interesting. And that's the thing, is people who trust themselves are interesting and lead peculiar lives that have stories that outlive themselves, if that makes sense. It's like a legacy thing. And I am not looking to be famous. I'm not looking to lead some sort of crazy legacy. But I'm always thinking about what I'm going to be thinking about when I'm like 85. And I'm always thinking about Okay, what stories am I gonna be telling to like my friends on my porch when I'm like 85, drinking a coffee on the porch and we're just like chatting about life? I don't want to tell the story of, oh yeah, like I was working I was working 9 to 5 for like 40 years. Absolutely not. I want to tell the story of being semi-nomadic in New York for almost 10 years and living in Italy and going to India for a yoga training and befriending new friends of human and other species. And it's all coming from a place of self-trust. Um, Once you trust your needs, once you trust your likes, your desires, like you have to trust that everything about you is acceptable, is whole, even if it feels, even if you have parts of yourself that are anxious, or if you have parts of yourself that are like scattered and crazy and manic, and even if you have some shame or um, some guilt, some things that you got to work through, trusting that you can work through those things and trusting that those parts of yourself will somehow help you to get to where you need to be is all part of it. And I'm still learning, um, obviously. And I could look back at this video like 6 months from now and be like, she's crazy. But I'd rather be crazy than boring. And that's about it. Um, that's my message for today. I'm on like 4 hours of sleep, but life is happening. Aquarius season feels nice. Uranus went direct, and I think that this is going to be a month of togetherness, despite the hectic world we live in. And I think it's going to be a month of sweetness and open-heartedness. Yeah. And I haven't said this before in these videos because I just kind of make these, and most of these videos I'm not wearing any makeup and I'm like on less than 6 hours of sleep, which isn't like a normal thing for me. But I wanted to say that I do have a Substack where I post whatever I want to post. And writing is one of my favorite mediums. Link below. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, have a little faith in yourself. See where it takes you.